Hi, this is Shoshanah Shear of beahappymom.com and my online store, which you'll find on creationsfromjerusalem.com. In today's video, I want to answer a question that was sent in to me by email. It's a question that's been posed to me also in some discussion groups on various social media platforms. The question is, or the comment was, I really like your website, but to be honest, I don't 100% understand it. Could you explain? Perhaps you want to have less products to be able to make it easier for somebody to be able to understand what your website is about. This comment was in response to my online store. So my response is, if you have a look at the banner, you'll see that it says meaningful and creative gifts. The name of my store again is Creations from Jerusalem. So let's explain that a little bit. Why did I call my website Creations instead of, I could have said Shoshannah's Art, or I could have said Art Website, Gift Store I could have used, Handmade Gifts I could have used. So here's the thing. Firstly, if you go into a brick and mortar store and you go into a gift store, most people understand that a gift store is going to have a variety of different items. Even if you go into a store that has several different artists who display their work, most of the time you'll find some panels of shelves that are various different shelves taken up by each section by a different artist, and for each of the panels usually there's a variety of items made by each different artist. It could be, if it's ceramics, it could be platters, vases, mugs, flower pots, you name it. That's just an initial bookends. That's an initial idea of ceramics. If it's glasswork, it could be again containers for gifts, platters, vases. Vases is something that's popular for lots of people for various obvious reasons. The point is that artists usually create many different items. There are some artists who will stick to, for example, very large abstract work, abstract murals, and yes, I do have paintings that are painted on. This one behind me is I'm not sure actually it's a recycled or reused. It was a painting that was being thrown out and we discovered it. I still have to repair the frame at the bottom over there, but the painting underneath was something that was damaged and not very attractive to look at, and it's in the process of being repainted. I have the idea to put some 3D, some fabric work on it. It's still in process, but there you have it. It's one of my paintings. I also paint on canvases, I paint on fabric, I paint on silk. So for my paintings, it's not only one type of painting that I do. I paint in different sizes. I have a series that I'm preparing, which is going to be painted onto old LPs, old records. For those who collect records, you're welcome to be in touch and purchase the records, but they were donated for me for the purpose of painting onto them. So I have a range of things I paint on. In addition to that, we do knitting, sewing, a number of different creative gifts. And just to explain, somebody who's creative, has a creative spirit, most of the time, if we get a flash of inspiration to create something or a request to make something, it's not always going to be the same item that we make. So even if I'm knitting, I used to knit lots and lots of different jerseys, cardigans, sweaters, and not one of them was the same color or the same design. So to get back to creative gifts, I've been making gifts that are from a range of creative, different mediums, different materials, different types of gifts since I was a child. The very first gift that I made was a cross-stitch needlework, a little booklet for putting one's one's pins and needles into. It came back to me recently. It was given to my grandmother, and after she passed away, it came back to me. So I did a needlework cross-stitch bag that my mother still uses and enjoys. It's still pretty much in the condition it was in, amazingly. And I made that when I was about, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. I've knitted toys, I've knitted jerseys, I've knitted all sorts of items. I painted for a cousin of mine. I painted and drew a large picture with her name on and all sorts of Disney characters coming in and out of the letters. That one, it was given to her. I have no way. I didn't think to photograph it at the time. From there, I did a painting on silk for a neighbor's child that was of her cats in the tree. She had a painting on silk and then a cushion cover that matched it. So variety of gifts is what I've enjoyed doing for many, many years. That's not new. And so I invite you to take a look at my online store, Creations from Jerusalem. The reason that I haven't put only handmade is because since I've found the opportunity to print on products and the opportunity to create notebooks, journals, workbooks, and so on KDP, and my books that I write that are also done through KDP, that gives the opportunity of another dimension of creating. It's all creating. So instead of saying just my art or my writing or only handmade gifts, I put it under the title of creating. Why do I say from Jerusalem? Well, currently that's where we live. And so even if KDP happens to ship from, if you're purchasing from Amazon in America or you're purchasing from Amazon in England or Europe, that's where the notebook, the journal, or one of my books is going to be printed for you, print on demand, and it's printed for you there. It's shipped for you from whichever Amazon you happen to purchase from, but it's written and or created, designed from me here in Jerusalem. The same is true for my items that we design. Sometimes we've drawn or we might have knitted. You'll see it in the children's section. My mother knitted a beautiful little teddy bear, and after we photographed it, we took out the background and put that as a design on. We have it on a toy bag, a t-shirt. I think we put it on a mug as well. So those items were created here in Jerusalem and then turned into a design for print, which is printed onto the product, and that's done very kindly for us by Printful, and then it's sent to you. If you purchase it, it's sent to you from wherever they happen to have, depending on which of their offices is closer to where you are. I think they have one in Lithuania, and they have another one in America. If you want more information, I do have a video about what I like about Printful. So that explains why I have not called my store Shoshanah's Art. Actually, I have one other reason why I did not call my store Shoshanah's Art, and that would be because there's another artist called Shoshanah who calls her website Shoshanah's Art. So it would be a bit confusing to have two Shoshanahs who are artists and have Shoshanah's Art up. That would be confusing. So we're Creations from Jerusalem. That I hope will clear up a few things. For those wanting to know why am I putting some second-hand items or previously owned items into my store, the answer to that is because I was exploring selling off some items via eBay and being able to make space for converting this room into an art studio come place that we do writing and videos and other creative things. I explored quite extensively doing it on eBay. I did start to prepare a couple of sales to do on eBay, and then some changes happened on eBay, including eBay wanting a percentage of shipping cost. And since I need any price that's put for the shipping is the price from the courier service or the post office. I'm no longer using the post office. It's all going now via courier, which is door-to-door service, or from me directly to a local pickup that's close to you. And that cost comes from whether it's UPS or it's FedEx or it's a number of other companies here in Israel. Since that cost needs to be covered, I'm not able to dip into the cost from the product, especially if it's a low-cost second-hand item, to be able to absorb the cost. So instead, since I already had an online store, I have a category that I'm developing with items that we're selling off, and we're using that to be able to put into, whether it's getting back our Adobe Creative Suite, which is a membership that's we need to cover that cost, whether it's obtaining more equipment to do the videos, whether it's something else that's needed in order to create some of our products and our range of journals, workbooks and so on. I am hoping to be able to earn enough to get a graphics tablet so that I can do more of the workbooks that I'm planning to do. And that's the reason as to why we have a category that's previously owned. Some of the items that are previously owned actually don't land up getting into the store. They sell either via Facebook or somebody I know. But still, that's the reason as to why we have a previously owned section, and the books that we have that we're selling off as well, to help us to earn what we need to continue to progress in creating products that are meaningful, that are created by us and will bring you joy or help you in your daily life or become a beautiful gift that you can give to someone. So I hope that answers the question. I do have on my things to do to create a storefront, and hopefully that'll make it perfectly clear that this is a gift shop, or it's all different kinds of items that can be given as gifts. If you have any other questions, please do be in touch. I hope that's given you some clarity, and I wish you a very blessed day here from Jerusalem. Ciao for now.